Since the loss to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, the offseason hasn't been the greatest place for 49ers fans. It's been a lot of negative, a lot of drama, just a lot of not great things. Obviously, headlined by the Brandon Aiyuk saga, the Trent Williams holdout, and things of that nature with the injuries, all of those things, not a lot of positive energy this offseason for 49er fans, at least. So when John Lynch joined KMBR and was asking an answer, or I guess you could say is answering the questions about kind of the negative off season, he was also asked, well, what are the positives from this off season? And John Lynch kind of went down the list of some of the things that have actually been really good for the San Francisco 49ers that has kind of slipped under the rug just because it's been outshadowed by the negatives. So take a listen to John Lynch as he talks about some of the good things that have been happening with the San Francisco 49ers this offseason, right here as he joined KMBR.
We're here, we're getting healthier, and hopefully there's an influx of guys coming back, and we're still working through who all is going to play this week. We've had a good week of camp here, still kind of training camp intensity. These are the kind of the so-called dog days of camp, the monotony of doing it over and over. But the teams that understand how to see each day and not see the monotony, but see the opportunity to get better and become a better football team are the ones that are going to excel. And our guys have a tremendous approach. Really proud of our team, the guys that are out there, and the way we're coming together. You have to do that every year because there's so many new faces on a team, and kind of finding that sync where we all start to know what the 49ers are all about, what the standard is all about. And Kyle does a tremendous job of articulating that and showing it on the film. And so I really feel this team coming together. And for all the kind of drama on the periphery, there's so many good things happening with our team, and there's a lot to be excited about, I can tell you that.
That's funny you say that because I was going to say, one of the things we've been saying on the show is it's a bummer summer, between Brandon Aiyuk and Trent Williams and the injuries of canceling the joint practices. I was like straining to find something good. You said something good. There are a lot of negative headlines. What's the good?
Well, I think it's pretty good off season when you secure Christian McCaffrey for a couple more years, when you get Jawan Jennings locked up, when you go out and you get guys like Malik Collins and Yetur Gross-Matos and Leonard Floyd, and you add them, some guys, the draft class. We're really excited about this draft class, and guys like Dominic Pooney, Renardo Green, Ricky Pearsall, albeit, he's been a little banged up, but Ricky's going to be okay, and he's going to be a really good football player. This draft class is going to be a special one for our group. I like the developments at a lot of different areas. To see Brock Purdy out here, not sitting there praying each day, man, I hope he makes it for week one, and seeing him recover from an injury, but instead working on his craft and improving and seeing how far he can test the limits. Seeing a George Kittle coming back and looking good, seeing Debo come back with a really committed offseason and looking fabulous. And seeing the development. I love watching players kind of take that next step in their careers. And a guy like right now that's standing out, J.P. Mason. I'm so proud of that young man. He's been here kind of behind some really good players, but he worked his tail off, hung around Fred Warner this offseason, which is a good thing to do. And that pain of discipline is starting to pay off. So those are the good things. There's so many good things on this team, and we're really blessed. And Malik Mustafa, the rookie that just showed out in a tremendous way against the Titans. There's so much good that I'm really excited, and I think we all have to keep that perspective.
Yeah, and John, I wanted to follow up on Malik Mustafa in the draft class you mentioned. 49er fans had an opportunity to see Dominic Pooney, Renardo Green, and Malik Mustafa this past weekend against the Tennessee Titans. What was your first takeaway from seeing the rookie draft class actually on the field?
I thought it was pretty good. Pooney has been an absolute stud, plug and play. Has taken advantage of an opportunity with Spencer Burford out and hasn't blinked and has really looked solid. There's going to be a test every week, so we're not going to crown anyone at this point, but he's done really well. Malik Mustafa, that was that was a splash, and that's what we saw on film. He had an ability. He's a knockback player. He reminds us a ton of the guy down in Arizona for years, Buda Baker, and that's a really high compliment because he's one of the guys we respect most in the league. Like I said with Pooney, Malik, that was just the first step. He's got a long way to go. Renardo Green, this guy, he just loves competing. I think our cornerback room is as strong as it's been since we've been here, both at the top with Mooney and Diamador Lenore, but then the depth with guys like Darrell Luter and Sammy Womack and Rock Yassin and Renardo Green, and there's just a lot of depth to that unit, and we're really pleased with that. So lot of praise for this rookie class, and we're going to get some guys back healthy, and then they're going to show what they have to offer, guys like Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing. So I think it's going to be a fantastic rookie class that's going to start showing
I
up.
do agree with John Lynch. I don't think it's all been bad. It's just been overshadowed by the bad, and it's just been overwhelming at a certain point. But if we take a step back and we do look at the early returns of the 49ers rookie class, it's really promising. Dominic Pooney looks like he's going to be a starter. Renardo Green looks like he's going to be a guy who contributes early on. Obviously, Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, those are guys that you want to see get healthy so they can contribute as well. Malik Mustafa. There's plenty of guys that could contribute this year as rookies. And, when you look at the 49ers last couple draft classes, they haven't been very good. So this is a positive sign. You look at some of the free agent signings that they brought in. Those guys have been playing really well. So there are positives. I know right now it feels a little bit like the sky is falling, considering the 24/7 news cycle surrounding the drama in the San Francisco 49ers can be extremely tiresome. So in regards to this whole situation, yes, has it been a challenging offseason for fans? Probably. But all things considered, there are good things to take away. Like I've said too, and I believe John Lynch kind of echoed as well. It's probably the best secondary group that we've seen with the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch regime. Like, we have a quality secondary who is going to cause problems for opposing offenses this year. So there's a lot of positives to take away. Obviously, you want your best players in training camp, like Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk. And as we continue to wait, those things get ironed out. There are positives to look at. I know it can be overwhelming, but what did you think? Did you agree with John Lynch? Do you agree that there are a healthy amount of positives to go along with kind of some of the down moments of the offseason? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.